Hi guys. Well, I got a lot of positive comments from the video that I posted yesterday. A lot of people were saying, "You're hilarious. You should have a YouTube channel." Well, I don't know about all that. Uh, I always didn't want to be a star, but, I don't know. I don't think I could be funny every single day. I mean, I think a lot of the stuff that I talk about just comes out the way it comes out. That's just the way I am. But what I did forget to tell you, I'm in the light now. Oh, that looks better. Okay, because I was in the dark. Okay, so what I did forget to tell you guys a little bit more about the story was that the third little girl that I threw out, she said it was the end of the day. They're getting ready to go, and of course she got to say the one last thing, and she says, you remind me of somebody. I go, oh, I do? Who do I remind you of? You remind me of Medea. Medea? And, of course, Albert, I tell him this, and Albert says, oh, baby, it's because your hair. Really? No, I think she was just being a little, But anyway, I just kind of laughed it off. At first, I made it sound like I didn't even know who that was, but I know who Medea is. I've seen all her movies. I love Tyler Perry. So, I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or be insulted. I don't know. I mean, she could have, said you remind me of J-Lo or Selena or... No. I got reference to Medea. So, I guess, sometimes I am kind of sassy like her. Nothing wrong with being sassy. Some people, looks good on some people. But, anyway, today was first grade. I was, at my old school. And, it was good. It was good. There was one child in there, no names, but one child in there. Good morning. How are you? Come on in. Sit on down. And we're getting ready for announcements. So the kids are walking in, putting the backpacks, whatever. There's one little boy sitting in the front, very quiet, very very quiet child. And it was cold. It was cold as hell this morning, but we was inside and it was nice and warm, and it's all right to layer off. Baby, you can take off your layers now. You're inside. But the boy was wearing like a full-fledged winter coat. I mean, one of those little puffy ones. Had the hood on and everything. Well, in the school, the kids can't wear hoodies. They can't wear them inside. They ain't say nothing about the teachers, but I'm assuming we can't wear them either, because we role models and everything. But anyway, I asked him very nicely, baby, can you take off the hood? And then I thought, well, maybe he didn't listen to me because it was covering his ears, it was covering up his ears. And it was cinched. I mean, he had that sucker cinched. And so I got up and I went over there because he was sitting right next to me, and I went outside and I kind of touched his head, to remove the hoodie. And I said, baby, he didn't even let me finish. He's like, clamps his hand on mine. He says, no, don't move it. I said, but you can't wear your hoodie inside. Oh, no. I said, okay. So, sometimes you just got to, it's like, I always say you got to pick your battles, especially in the classroom. Okay, is that worth getting into a little tiff with the little 6-year-old? Or is it worth just letting them okay, that's fine. You're not hurting anybody, but it is a school rule, and of course I'm a sub, so how would I look, them walking out to the bathroom or whatever, and this kid's all covered up, and they're like, well, yeah, she worked here last year. Why's she letting that kid wear a damn hoodie, And I mean, I can't really sit there and say, well, I told him twice, but he didn't want, I mean, that doesn't, I mean, that makes me look like an idiot, like what you can't control a 6-year-old? I mean, come on. Well, anyway, needless to say, the child left the room, not by me, I didn't call nobody. I was trying to handle the situation by myself. Uh, but the nice teacher next door kind of, saw and kind of what was going on, And then she knew they knew the child. She knew the child was. She said, "Oh, we're gonna send him to so and so, so and so. They know how to handle it." I said, "Oh, okay, that's fine." So day went on. We was at the bathroom. Let me tell you this real quick. So we was at the bathroom. These little 6-year-olds, okay, and they have, they're very particular. You can't just tell them, get in line, because you got to line them up by tables, which is what I do. I don't no running. I don't want nobody slipping and falling or knocking me down, because they'll do that, And so there was a little girl sitting in the front. My eyes are tearing up. I don't know why, but so there's a little girl sitting. She was the line leader. Okay, so they had. Let me see if I get this straight. They had the door holder in the front, then the line leader. Oh, and then the little boy in the back of her, he turned off the lights. Okay, so he turned off the lights. So they're getting ready to go back to the room. They're getting ready to go back to the room. So the little boy that turns on the lights, he's behind the line leader. No, I'm sorry. He's in front of her. So she says, he needs to go to the back of the line. He turns on the lights. He needs to go back to the back of the line. And I go, oh, why does he need to go back to the back of the line? Because he turns on the lights. Okay. So I'm thinking to myself, like, that doesn't make any sense. That don't make no damn sense. Why would you want him to go to the end of the line? He turns on the lights. And we're going back to the room. So you would think, okay, we're going back to the room. So the lights are off in the room. So he needs to be the first one in so he can turn the lights on for the rest of us. No, girl. She was like, no. He got to go to the end. So I told her, I said, baby, he has to be at the front of the line because he turns the lights on. So the room is dark. He's got to turn the lights on for us before anybody goes in the room. She still didn't understand that. I said, it's okay, baby. Just sit on down. Just sit. He's fine. He's not going to bother nobody. And then once again, you got to think to yourself, it makes sense to us. And I'm sure when she was telling me this, because in my mind, I'm like, what the hell? No, no. But in her little mind, it was making sense to her. And I can see that, because I can see, when people, I've done that before where it's like, no, this and this and this, and no, and this and this and this. And the other person's looking at me like, what is she talking about? Like, it doesn't make any sense to them, but it makes sense to me. So I kind of knew where she was coming from, but I was like, and then when I try to explain it to her, once again, I'm talking to a 6-year-old. I think to myself, okay, I already talked to a 6-year-old. So just give it up. So I did. So you be all right, baby. Just sit on down. So anyway, so we get back to the room. And I just love when the kids tell me this. Oh, I just love when they tell me this. Miss So-and-so doesn't do it that way. Well, I'm looking all around the damn room. I'm like, well, Miss So-and-so is not here. Of course, I say it in a nice way. I don't say like, well, Miss So-and-so's not here. No, I say it real nice. It's the babies. I don't want to, scare them. Well, Miss So-and-so's not here, baby. So Miss Perez is here, and I got the teacher's notes right here, and I'm holding up the notes, and I'm reading the notes. And the notes say this, da-da-da-da-da. You will write in your writing journal. But we don't do writing journals on Fridays. Okay, but your teacher said that today. Yeah, but we don't do that on Fridays. So I'm thinking, once again, Irene, you talking to a 6-year-old. Namaste. I said, look, baby, sit on down. Get your journal out, please, and write in it. Your teacher wants you, and I'm showing the note, like this child can read all this on the note. Your teacher says today you're supposed to write for 5 minutes. Okay? It'll be all right. Then we go have story time. When we share story time, she all popped up. Oh, yeah. Okay. So really in my mind, I'm thinking, look, little girl, I don't care what your teacher says, what your teacher does. I don't care if it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. Doesn't think did I say Monday, Tuesday? I didn't say Tuesday. So I'm thinking in my mind, this is what your teacher wrote, and I'm following the directions, okay? Because I want to come back. I want to come back, okay? And y'all pretty nice class, so I want to come back. So anyway, it's like that all day, especially when you're in a little when you're with the little ones. You know, they tend to remind you, well, Miss So and So doesn't do like that, or Mr. So and So.